So he created, wrote it, and directed it. I don't know if he directed all of them though. He didn't direct episode 3 or 4. Okay, so he directed 1, 2, and 6, and then
Episodes
somebody else
1, 2, and
directed.
6.
Yeah, somebody else directed 3, 4, and 5. But he wrote it and produced it.
That's dope.
Yeah, but he's typically a rapper, record producer, and so just the thought that a 35-year-old London bruv record producer or rapper is out here making this content to this level, I thought was dope.
That's pretty cool. It was a really good show. I really liked Tosin Cole as Michael. Thought he was a really good leading guy.
Yeah.
Conveys emotion pretty well. Nadine Mills, who plays Sabrina, she was pretty good. That was the levitator chick.
Mm-hmm.
Josh Tedeku, who plays Taser, probably got the most. He got the most kind of lane to have a duality in character. Like he had the most.
He had the most emotional range.
Sure, there you go. He also had the most.
But then he was shown to be a good guy throughout.
Exactly. There you go. There really wasn't like a two sides of the coin thing going on with any other character. A little bit with the speedster guy. What's his name here?
Rodney?
Yeah. Calvin Demba.
Oh.
Yeah, Rodney. He had a little bit of that going on, but I don't think anybody could actually get convinced that him selling weed was all that bad of a crime.
Sure.
Now with Taser going up here sticking people up, you know what I'm saying? This is a little bit different.
And literally murdering people.
Yeah. Cutting people's throats and whatnot.
Right. I did think it was weird that like all of them had something really bad happen to them except Rodney. Like Rodney had his friend who went into the coma, but then at the end he's back. So like,
well, no, he got the racist mama. His
true.
problem is
That's
indefinite.
True.
It
Okay.
ain't getting no better.
That's fair. I'll give you that. I thought just the play off of sickle cell and the fact that, you know, it's mainly something that afflicts us as black people.
I thought that was really interesting because the whole time I was sitting there thinking Supacell every time they were saying Supacell, and it just really hit me when they finally kind of brought all that together with Michael's mom in the treatment center. I was like, so this is like a sickle cell trait thing. Like the people who have sickle cell trait are the people who are picking up the signs, like the powers.
And so they get powers, and then sickle cell doesn't show up in them at all.
Right, so they are carriers for the trait, obviously. So that's a requirement for having them. Mm-hmm. But now the fact, so I wonder, is it that they've been running experiments on people with sickle cell, or if they're going to try and paint sickle cell as like a latent evolutionary kind of thing.
They supposedly are working on more seasons, and I mean, I think the way that they left it off would lead you to believe that there's more to come from this, because I feel like they haven't even had a big showdown yet. So, you know, I guess we'll have to see. There's probably more to come from this.
Sure. One of the things that stood out to me about this show a lot is the balance of the day in the life of all of the characters of the ensemble, right? So you had a nurse, you had a delivery driver, you had a gangster, you had somebody who's unemployed, a weed dealer. You had a who am I missing here?
You just named 5 people.
Was that all 5 of them? No, homeboy had a call center employee with the checkered past.
Well, that was the unemployed, I thought.
No, the weed dealer's basically unemployed.
Oh,
You got no job.
well, neither does the homeboy either. Now.
We always say at least he had a job.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Maybe he got a checker pass.
Yeah.
But again, just the balance, right? These are things that you usually see on ensemble casts like Heroes or oh man, what's another one with a big ensemble cast? Something like I keep wanting to say Sons of Anarchy, but that they were all pretty much degenerates. Grey's Anatomy, Walking Dead, you know what I'm saying, with the different backstories. There isn't usually that level of balance.
Yeah. especially over 6 episodes.
Yeah, with black shows. Like, if this was a Tyler Perry production, every single one of them would have been a single parent.
Yeah.
They probably, one of them would be getting beat by some dark-skinned man just so they can find their light-skinned savior.
Mm-hmm.
If this was a Ryan Coogler film, half of the people in the movie, instead of being connected by sickle cell, they would have been connected by all of the parents that they collectively lost due to sickle cell.
Does it make you feel a way that we have to watch British television to see normal walks of black life?
I was trying not to get there. But it's not that it was lost on me that individuals from a whole nother continent are able to encapsulate the duality of black life, even that of black American life, because I saw a lot of symmetry in between what they were experiencing, their day-to-day, how they interact, and what black Americans do, which is not a natural thing when you look internationally.
Yeah.
But that they were able to kind of, again, just have some balance. There were gangsters and there were drugs and there were killing, but it was just as influential as the people who were going in punching the clock every day,
mm-hmm.
right? Or doing what Michael's girlfriend was doing with was she working for the Urban League, or she was a social worker or something of that nature?
Social worker.
Just like a lot of different voices and experiences being seen.
Nightclub owner, restaurant owners.
When most of the time when we're talking about black shows, even for a show like Top Boy, right? That comes from the same geographical area,
mm-hmm.
but the focus is completely one tracked.
Yeah.
The subject matter is completely one tracked. And here's a show that's taking a group of black people from the same area and showing a several different perspectives.
Mm-hmm.
Bravo to Rat Man.
Was that? Well, I have one other thing.
So yeah, go ahead.
So before I get into a I think somewhat apt comparison to at least how the show is made to some Marvel shows, how do you feel about the casting, and do you feel like any of those people could play in a Marvel movie?
Okay.
Or even a DC movie.
So to answer the first question, the casting, I probably only would have changed Eric Abrifa, guy who plays Andre. Probably would have gone for a little bit more physically imposing.
Because he's strong?
Yeah, because his thing is strength. I guess that does a good thing of helping him hide in plain sight, because he, first glance, you're not necessarily looking like, what I'm saying? He's probably a shorter guy.
Yeah.
But he did a good job of playing a character. I guess that would probably be the only one that I would change.
I always make the joke about him being from BMV.
People
BMF.
that I think have the talent to play on something of that magnitude. Obviously Eddie Marsan is a long time actor. He's very seasoned. I think Tosin Cole is a guy who's he's been in a couple of Universal and Warner Brothers projects here over the last couple of years. So I think he's a guy who's already shown the ability to cross over to the silver screen, and also has shown the ability to be a leading man. He was a lead in he was a co-lead in Space Jam, or excuse me, not Space Jam, House Party. He was the lead of that series on AMC with Courtney B. Vance about the court case and him shooting that cop.
61st Street.
61st Street. There you go. Anybody else? I actually love the dude that played Crazy.
I did too.
Let me see if I can find his name here. His name is just Getz.
The guy who played Chucky?
That plays Crazy. Yeah, his name is Getz.
Probably a rapper. British grime MC rapper. Yep. So his rap name is Getz.
Okay, he might need to switch that up and just be an actor, because he did very well.
He might be
very well.
I could rapper in the UK.
I could see. I wouldn't say Brother Voodoo, or maybe, I don't know. Maybe T'Challa's Uncle Sion.
He's got music that's out here charting in the UK, but
I mean, it's good for him. I'm just saying, fuck that shit and be an actor. You feel me?
Hey man, he got good music out here apparently.
Fuck that shit and be an actor,
He
dog.
got music with Ed Sheeran.
Man, tell his mama say wagwan.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I think the fact that, again, black creator, black director is able to make a show that's somewhat as captivating as anything that I've seen through, the Marvel series at the very least. Especially with the big budgets that they have. I can't imagine that the show had.
Here's one thing
anywhere
I
near
will
the budget.
say is that I don't know. Well, let's look up the budget here. Let's see what the budget was. 4.7 pounds, $6 million.
$6 million, yeah, that's what I see here.
So I was pretty dead on. So less than $10 million. And I would say this show was at least on par or at least better than at least a third of the TV shows that came out on Disney Plus.
Then a third of the shows?
Than a third of the shows, at least on par or better than a third of the shows that came out in Phase 4. So right now, off the top of my head, those that were better: Falcon and the Winter Soldier, Loki, Scarlet Witch, what was it? It wasn't Scarlet Witch. WandaVision, yeah. It's on par to me with Moon Knight. It's on par to me with Hawkeye, Echo, Miss Marvel.
She-Hulk? Did you say She-Hulk?
It's better than She-Hulk.
Echo.
It's better than Echo. All in all, it's probably better than about a third of the MCU
Secret
TV
Invasion?
shows. Better. The special effects in Secret Invasion were awful.
They were.
They were terrible.
They were awful. And then X-Men 97.
So, yeah. Yeah, I'm not counting X-Men 97. We're doing live action only.
Sure.
But yeah, it was a more enjoyable and visually pleasing superhero show than all the other ones that I just named.
Yeah. Yeah, no, just with a fraction of the budget is crazy. I think it kind of just goes to show you, as long as you have a great idea with good storytelling, believable characters,
it can all come together.
why can't you make a decent show?
I was going to try and get through this whole review without saying Marvel or MCU.
Yeah, I thought about that. I'm like,
I was trying. I tried my best.
We're going to get crazy comments.
But from comparative purposes, I think it was worth bringing it up because I think they've done a lot more with a lot less. And that's probably the number one takeaway in relation to
Plus, if you love
House
Marvel, why would I not compare it to the top?
Sure. Yeah, let's go with that.